guys, welcome to Cellie Talks. I want to talk about entrepreneurism today. You know, so many people that have a job, they feel like they're stable, and they put such an emphasis on having a job. When the truth is, your average employee is just a couple paychecks away from being on the street. You know, when you're trading hours for dollars, the minute you stop working, you stop earning. Now, I became an entrepreneur 14 years ago, and I had a heart and a desire to do it long before that. I was full-time, back in 2003, I think I went full-time. But I was doing network marketing before that. But way back in 2003, I was a top sales guy at a tech company. And out of 150 salespeople, I was in the top 5. And I think I had a $33,000 a year base salary. And then I think I earned between 15 and 20 grand in bonuses on top of that. And I was one of the top sales guys, so I was one of the top earners. Now, there were a couple guys making more than me because they had been with the company longer and they had a higher base salary, but I was earning as much as them in bonuses. And so I basically had maxed out the compensation. Now, going back to 2002, 50, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 a year, 50 plus a year was decent income, and you could live in a middle-class house in a middle-class neighborhood, and you could actually, make ends meet. But I wanted more. And the interesting thing was I was willing to bet on myself. So I was going to school. I met my first mentor, and the first person that I ever met that made money in their socks. And I said, I'm going to learn how to do that. So I was working my day job, going in an hour early, no less. I was a team leader. I was a middle manager, so I actually had 15 salespeople under me. So I had to maintain my own quota, manage them, and then I had my entrepreneurial desires after that. Well, one of the things I did was I sold pool tables on eBay. I sold handmade, made in America pool tables on eBay back in 2002 and 3. And so I was talking to customers on my commute home after work. I would walk in the house with a phone in my ear. I'd go down to my basement office. I would eat dinner alone while I was on the phone. And then I would run auctions. I was learning how to be a webmaster. I was learning how to do graphics. I was getting better at writing. And I would be up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And then I would go into work an hour early every single day. I was supposed to be there at 8, so I was getting up at 7, I was getting in at 7, which meant I was getting up at 6 a.m. every morning. So I was going on about 4 or 5 hours of sleep a day for a long time. And I consider all of that time well spent because I was willing to bet on myself. So many people, they think that they have stability with a job and they have comfort with a job. But what they really don't realize is that, it's an illusion. And to me, being an entrepreneur, at least I'm left to my own devices. I felt like that was the safer bet. I was willing to bet on me. I was willing to trust my instinct and navigate being an entrepreneur. I considered that less stressful than having a job, never knowing if the company was going to lay you off, being told when you can eat and how long you can take a vacation and how many breaks you can take in a day. It just didn't jive with my personality. So since then, many of my friends that I knew that were working at that company have been up and down like this. They've been laid off multiple times. I had one friend that was laid off and he was out of work a year and a half. Now, had he learned how to be an entrepreneur when I was coming up with me, had he jumped into some of the programs and had some of the mentors I had, during that year and a half that he was unemployed looking for a job, he could have been making residual income. He would have known how to build a business. He would have known how to build a team. Instead, he was collecting food stamps. He was collecting the WIC, some program that they give you free food or whatever the thing was. I'm not condemning anyone that does that. What I'm saying is his life went from here to here because he didn't become an entrepreneur. And he trusted the system, and then he went a year and a half basically just existing because he didn't know how to go out. He didn't trust himself. He didn't trust his instincts. He didn't believe in being an entrepreneur. He was sold the lie that we've all been sold in America, the American dream. Where you go to school, get a good education so you can get a good job. I call it the 40-40-40 plan. Many of you have heard of that. The 40-40-40 plan is when you work 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life to retire on 40% of what you used to make. That's assuming that Social Security is around for us guys that are in their 50s. I don't think it will be. Maybe it will be. Doesn't matter. I haven't paid a whole lot in, at least not in the past 14 years since I've been working for myself. The point that I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen, and forgive me if I've rambled, I believe being an entrepreneur is the safe bet. I believe being an entrepreneur, trusting your instincts and learning the art and science of building residual income, building leverage groups, using planet Earth and the internet as your your oyster to build a business. I mean, there's nowhere we can't sell digital products on planet Earth. And we've got all these amazing technologies that connect us. Why? I see that right across the street from my building here. I'm in a condo here in the city. And directly across the street is a DST building. And they're a huge technology company. And I see all the people, come in the morning. Sometimes I'm still awake and it's snowing out and they're braving the elements and they're all bundled up and they're freezing and they get in. And then I see them at night. If it snows in the afternoon, they've got to brush off their car and it's dark out, it's freezing out. They've got to brave the elements. Maybe the roads are icy. They're taking their life in their own hands. To go trade hours for dollars, to have someone tell you what you're worth, it just doesn't make sense to me. I am not condemning anybody that has a career or a job and loves it. What I'm saying is, for me, the safe bet is to be an entrepreneur. I can make the moves I've got to make. Left to my own devices, I'll bet on myself. Some people won't bet on themselves. But for those of you that desire to be an entrepreneur, let me encourage you, make the big decisions with your heart, make the little decisions with your head. When it comes to what you want to be when you grow up, follow your heart and go and be great. Be an entrepreneur. It's the best thing in the world. Entrepreneurs run the world. Entrepreneurs are the reason things get done. Entrepreneurs make inventions. We create systems. We create new ideas, and we launch new ideas, and we better humanity if we're doing it right. Hopefully, some of the things I'm doing are making a little dent in the universe and making some people's lives better. And if you have a job and you love your job, God bless you. By all means, some people are called to be doctors and nurses and firemen and policemen and all that stuff. And I am not knocking anybody who's gainfully employed. But I am saying that I consider being an entrepreneur safer in an uncertain world. I hope this has blessed you. Until next time, this is Tom Cellie saying live well, love well, and God bless.